Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining today. This is going to be a core focused class and we're going to be using a small Pilates ball if you have one. If you don't, not a big deal. You can substitute with a small pillow or a rolled up bath towel. All right, let's get started with some stretching. So you're just going to come to a seat, place the ball underneath your seat, and you're going to bring your arms out by your side, palms facing back. And we're just going to do a few seated cat-cow. So inhale, start to puff up through your chest, pressing those arms back behind you. And then exhale, round forward, tucking your chin into your chest, hollowing out your belly, and sweeping those arms out in front of you. Two more. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. One more like that. Inhale, cow, warming up through the spine. And exhale, cat. All right, and then I'm gonna come forward. We're gonna do a few more stretches before we get started. Go ahead and tent your fingertips here and reach your other arm up and over, finding a side body stretch. And then start to peel that top shoulder back into space and plug the same side hip down towards the heel to open up more throughout your side body. And then go ahead and switch sides, reaching up and over with the other arm. And again, plugging that shoulder back into space and sinking that same side hip deeper towards your heel to open up more through your rib cage. Great, and then slowly start to make your way back up. You can drop the ball off to the side. We're gonna use it just a little bit later. And you're gonna come into a downward facing dog. So this might be the first down dog of the day. And then just start to find a long spine here. So think about lifting the tailbone high towards the ceiling, drawing your chest towards your thighs. You can maintain a bend in those knees and maybe start to pedal out your legs a few times. And then when you're ready, you're gonna start to walk yourself out into a plank. So go ahead and walk yourself out into that first high plank and just take a moment to set it up. Shoulders stack over the wrists. You want to puff out the space between your shoulder blades and draw your belly button up towards your spine. Find a micro bend in your elbows here. Nice, strong shoulders. Okay, from here, we're going to start to walk it back into a bear. So you're going to take your right palm back, your left, your right, and left. You're going to hold it here. You're now in a bear, so your shoulders stack over your wrists, hips over those knees. You're going to walk it forward with your right, left, left. Pause here. We're going to switch the side that leads now. So it goes left, right, and then forward, left, right. And you're just going to continue on like that, switching the side that leads. And don't worry if you mess up, you do two rights or two lefts or something. We just want to stay relatively even. No need to be perfect here. All right, going to talk through a few more things. You should be starting to feel warm now, and you'll notice that as we walk forward and back, we're really shifting our weight around, and that might cause your hips to be rocking a bit side to side. The challenge here is trying to keep those hips relatively stable, even though we are shifting our weight. And so I want you to move slow, move with control, and really try to keep those hips stable. And you'll see that really comes from your core. So we're really recruiting our core strength here to maintain that stability. If you find that you're unable to keep the hips from rocking, bring your feet wide to the outer edges of your mat. Create a wider base for yourself. Should feel more stable. All right, keep on going here. And I like to imagine that I have a glass of water on my back. I'm trying not to let it spill. All right, let's do two more rounds. Coming back and forward. Last one here, back and forward. And hold for just a second, hold that high plank, and then slowly lower your knees down. Bring your heels to touch and sit your hips back towards your heels. Quick child pose here. Take a breath in. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. And hopefully you're starting to feel warm. And we're going to come right back into our high plank. Not done yet. So come right back into that plank. And this time what you're gonna do is lift the right heel up, so flexing through those toes, nice and straight leg. You're gonna find a hamstring curl here. So find a 90-degree bend with that knee, point through your toes. You're gonna drive the knee in towards your chest, keeping the hips level so they're not coming up. And then we're gonna extend the leg back and start over. So flex through your toes, hamstring curl. Knee drives into your chest and extend the leg back. And keep on going, 3 more here. Not here for long, but super effective, and you should feel that left quad working hard, your core working hard to stabilize your hips. Want those hips nice and square. Last one here, flex, curl. Knee drives in, leg extends back. Hold for a second. Gently drop those toes down. Stick with it here. Find that plank, and we're gonna go directly to the other side. So flexing through your left heel. You're gonna draw your knee to chest. Extend the leg back and flex, curl. Knee into chest. Leg extends back. Keep on going here. Flex and curl. Knee into chest. Leg extends back. 3 more here. Flex, curl. Knee to chest. Leg extends back. 2 more. Breathe through it. Try to keep those hips stable. Remember to find that micro bend in your elbow. This is our last one. And extend it back. Hold it here. And then go ahead, set the knees down. Take a few rolls of your wrists in one direction and then the other. All right, just giving our wrists a break. We're now gonna get into our ball exercises. So go ahead and grab your prop, and you're gonna place the ball at your low back, slightly above the tailbone, and then you're just gonna lean back into that ball. So find a comfortable spot, make sure it feels nice and even, and then you're gonna find a C curve here. So you're gonna scoop through the low belly, feel your core already engaging. Feet can just be heavy on the mat here, and then you're gonna reach your arms forward in front of you, palms facing one another, and you're just gonna take a little dip back into the ball, and then a slight lift away. And we're not lifting fully away from the ball, so it's a really small range of movement here. We're just applying a little bit of pressure into the ball as we lean back, and then relieving that pressure as we come back up. Breathing through it. Inhale as you come back. Exhale as you lift up. Just getting used to this movement here. We're gonna layer on in about 5 more. So keep on going. And here's 3. Nice and controlled movements here, 2. And 1 more. And then this time, as we roll it back, we're gonna start to lift those arms overhead. So the arms are gonna come with us. And as we exhale, we're gonna circle the arms around and lift ourselves back up to that starting position. Yep, just like that. Inhale back. Arms come up and around. Exhale to lift all the way back up. Keep on going like that. And I'm gonna talk through a few things here. Now you may be noticing that it's getting really shaky, and you might even see me shaking, little tremble in my belly, and that's completely normal. As we bring the arms back with us, we're adding additional weight that our core is having to carry and support. And so it's a lot more challenging here to maintain this shape. And I want to challenge you to continue to move slow. It's tempting to want to bring momentum into this, especially as we come back up, but I challenge you to move slow here. Nice. And try to draw those shoulders away from your ears. Try to keep the chest nice and open here. Let's do 3 more. And breathe through it. Here's 2. And 1 more. And then we're gonna switch it up again. So come all the way up, finish that last one. Okay, from here, you're gonna lean back into the ball, and this time you're gonna lift that arm up and over, and you're gonna allow your gaze to follow that arm and find a slight twist from your core to the side. So keeping the hips nice and squared forward, and we're gonna just stay on the same side here. We'll switch sides after this one. After this side, so just staying on the left side. Inhale as you open up and find that slight twist. Exhale as you lift back up. And you can even find just a little micro hold here at the top of your rep, just to challenge yourself a little more, holding it there before you come back up and keeping it nice and slow. And I really like to allow my gaze to follow my arm. It helps me find a little bit deeper of a twist in my core. Let's do 3 more here. Breathing through it. You've got this. 2. And last one here. And then we're going to switch sides. And switching sides to the other side directly. And again, following your gaze with that arm, trying to keep our shoulders away from our ears, keeping a nice proud chest. And key is here to move slowly. Should be feeling it pretty deep in the core now. Let's do 3 more. And 2. And last one here. And roll all the way up. Alrighty, we're gonna go straight into the next move. You're gonna bring that ball higher up along your back now, between your shoulder blades. And you might wanna scooch a little bit forward. You're gonna roll all the way down onto your back and try to make sure that ball is in a comfortable place, so nice and centered between your shoulder blades. You may need to adjust a little bit. And then you're gonna extend your legs long for this one. Extending those legs long is zipping them up into one line, so heels to touch. You're gonna bring your hands behind your head. You can interlace your fingers, and I like to bring my hands to the lower part of my head to provide better neck support here. Okay, you want your elbows wide, but still in your peripheral vision. And then you wanna hollow out through your armpits, draw your shoulders away from your ears. You're gonna lean back over that ball as you inhale. As you exhale, you're gonna lift up and away from the ball. So your back is still gonna be in contact with the ball as you crunch up, but we are peeling away from the ball, thinking about lifting the shoulder blades. So if that ball wasn't there, we would be trying to lift the shoulder blades off the mat. Keep on going here. Few things to notice. As we lean back over that ball, we are opening up, but I want you to think about not allowing the rib cage to flare open. And so your low back is still nice and supported by your core. And I like to think of this as almost like your core is a really, really tight spring. So as it opens up, it only opens up a little bit because it's super tight. And then as we lift up, it's coming back to its starting position. And we really just want to, the goal here is to keep it in the core and out of the low back. Awesome, and then we're just gonna continue here, and we're gonna layer on with our legs in 5. Breathing through it, 4, 3, here's 2, and 1 more, and then we're gonna add on with our legs. So for this next one, you're gonna bring your knee to tabletop as you lift up and away from the ball, and lower, switching it out, switching the legs, left and right. And you wanna stop your knee at about your hip, so try not to let it come past your hip, and bring that shin parallel to your mat. And then go ahead and check in with your form here. Notice if your shoulders are starting to creep up towards your ears. See if you can draw them down. Keep your chin lifted away from your chest. Keep on going here just like that. And then we're gonna do 3 more sets like this. And then we're gonna add on again. Here's 2. And 1. And now we're gonna add a twist. So as you bring in the knee to tabletop, you're gonna twist the opposite shoulder towards that knee and then lower it down and lift and twist. And you can even find, again, that micro hold at the top just to really feel it, to really slow things down. Nice, and just keep on going here. Think shoulder towards that knee as opposed to elbow to knee. And keeping the shoulder, the elbows nice and wide here still. Let's do 3 more each side. Breathing through. Here's 2. And 2. And 1. And 1. And then we're gonna take a little stretch, a little breather. This is one of my all-time favorite stretches. You're gonna curl all the way over the ball, this time allowing your rib cage to open up and maybe cactusing your arms by your side, letting the legs just relax and be long and heavy, and really thinking about opening up through your chest, almost like you're squeezing the shoulder blades together to open up even more. And this just feels so good. You get a stretch along the whole front line of your body, across your chest and your pecs. One more breath. I feel like I could just stay here forever. And then you're gonna slowly start to roll yourselves up. And we're gonna take another variation now with the ball, placing it between our ankles. So go ahead and place that ball there. And then you're gonna lay all the way down onto your back. You're gonna start to bring your knees up to tabletop, but in a diamond shape, so the knees are wide. And you're gonna think about squeezing the heels together and squeezing that ball. And right away, you should feel the inner thighs engage and ignite. All right, from here, you're going to lift up, peeling the shoulders and the head away from the mat, palms facing down here. And you're just gonna give me little reaches side to side. So getting a little bit into those obliques, feeling it in our inner thighs as well. Reach and reach, reach and reach. Let's do 5 on each side. Breathing through it. Try to keep those shoulder blades lifted away from the mat the whole time. Let's do 2 more sets here. And last one. And then slowly start to lower your knees down, bring them into your chest. You can keep the ball there because we have one more variation here. All right, from here, bring those knees back to that tabletop, squeeze the heels together, squeeze that ball, arms long by your side, and they're just gonna rest on the mat here, keeping the chest open. We're gonna start to drop the legs down. We're gonna lower them down towards the mat, just to the point where your low back is still supporting your core here. So again, we don't want to compromise our low back and let it take over and let it start to arch. We want to keep this in the core, and now really activating the lower abdominal area. So you should feel it in that lower core. Inner thighs are on fire. Breathing through it. Exhale as you lift the legs up. Let's do 3 more here. Slow and controlled. And now that you've got the hang of it, see if you can even widen the range of movement. Last one here. Keep squeezing that ball. And then go ahead and grab that ball. Give your knees a hug. Woo! That one is an inner thigh burner. Okay, and then you're gonna roll yourselves back up, and we're gonna take the ball and go a little bit deeper into our obliques. And I like to place the ball at my rib cage and then slowly lower down onto my mat. With the legs, you want the bottom knee bent in a 90-degree bend, and the top leg is just gonna extend straight directly out underneath, pointing through those toes, nice and straight leg here. You're gonna cradle your head in your hand for support and bring your arm long by your side, gluing that arm by your side, and that's key here, and you'll see why in just a little bit. From here, you're gonna take an inhale as you roll over the ball, and an exhale as you start to lift up and away, finding that side crunch, and you should feel it in that right oblique right away. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Bringing that leg to about hip height, maybe a little bit higher. and imagine that you're reaching those fingertips towards your pinky toe. Keep on going here. Now you may be feeling a few things. For sure you're feeling it in the right obliques. I want you also to think about finding length out of the left side of your body. So the side that's down on the ball, we're not letting it completely just sink and collapse into the ball. We're still finding length out of both sides. So really working both obliques here. And then you'll also feel it in your lats. So the space underneath your armpit, especially if you're trying to keep that arm close by your side, you can even play around with lifting it and seeing how that changes how it feels and where you're engaging. Let's do 3 more here. And then we're gonna find a little hold. Stick with it. See if you can lift just as high as you did on the first one. Here's 2. 1 more and we're gonna hold. Holding it at the top here, hold little pulses up, up, up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold it here. And you're gonna extend those fingertips out in front of you at a diagonal. We're gonna take it into leg sweeps. You're gonna sweep the leg forward as you push your palm back in opposition. And then you're gonna change direction, sweeping the arm forward as you sweep the leg back. Couple things to note here. You wanna keep that leg at the same height. So imagine that that there's a countertop or a tabletop and you're just gliding that leg forward and backward over that tabletop. You also want to keep your hips and your shoulders squared forward. So even though we're moving here, we're trying to keep the hips in line, the shoulders in line, not letting them close and open as we sweep the leg forward and back. Nice, small range of movement here, like you're sweeping from one corner of the mat to the other. Energy radiating out through your fingertips and your toes. And that right glute should be feeling something now too. Let's do 2 more, sweeping it back and forward. Last one here, back and forward. Beautiful, and then you're gonna lower it down and take a quick stretch over the ball. This is another one of my favorites. So you're gonna rotate your chest to the mat, reach your right fingertips up towards the right corner of your mat, and then you're going to reach the right toes to the opposite direction, finding a long line of energy, reaching in opposition, and melting the right shoulder closer to the mat to deepen this stretch. If you have time after class, I totally encourage you to stay longer here. And then slowly start to roll yourself up. And we're gonna get straight to the other side. So go ahead and bring the ball with you, place it at your rib cage, and slowly start to lower it down onto that ball. Finding again the position with your legs, one knee bent, the other one nice and straight. Go ahead and cradle your head in your hands, and then extend that arm long beside you. From here, we're lowering down, inhale. And exhale, start to lift up, bringing that leg to hip height, keeping the arm glued by your side. Tap and lift. Feeling it in the left obliques, staying long out of your right side, so the side that's down on the ball, and then feeling it in those lats too. Exhale as you lift. Bringing that leg to hip height every time. We've got 3 here. 2. We're gonna hold it on the last one. Holding it here, little pulses up. So from that highest point, coming even higher for 5, 4, 3, hold in 2, and 1, hold it here. Extend those fingertips at a diagonal, taking it into the leg sweeps now. So sweeping forward as the arm sweeps back, and then switching. Sweep the leg back, arm reaches forward. Nice, and then imagine again, that tabletop, the countertop, we're just gliding the leg across, trying to keep it nice and stable, moving slow here, keeping the hips squared forward, shoulders nice and strong. Really reach out of your leg and your fingertips and start to feel that burn in your left glute. Really nice. Let's do 2 more here. Sweeping it forward and back and forward and back. And then bring it back to center, drop everything down. Start to rotate towards your ball. We're gonna take that stretch again. This time reaching the left fingertips up and then left toes in the opposite direction. So again, finding long diagonal line of energy here. Dropping the left shoulder closer to the mat if you can to deepen this stretch. And then slowly start to roll yourself up. And you guys are all done with class. Hope you enjoyed class. And if you liked what you saw, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel and to stay tuned. And thank you so much for joining.